Private Hire Guy, PHG. Let's have a chat about Uber and the court case that ended against them again on Friday at the Supreme Court. Uber lost again in the court, but not just any court this time. This was the UK Supreme Court, which basically means they don't have anywhere else to appeal. This case started in 2016. It was brought against Uber by some private hire drivers, and they had been arguing the toss that they were self-employed workers according to Uber, but actually because of the way that Uber operates and the control they have over the app and the jobs you get, etc., they had no control over anything, which therefore classed them as workers, employees of Uber. And the main difference between being an employee and a self-employed freelance contractor is basics: holiday pay, sick pay, minimum wage. Uber have argued the toss about this since 2016. They've been through 3 court cases. Every single one of those court cases was found against them and in favour of the private hire drivers and the union that they partnered with, I think, to take the case to court. Uber kept arguing, they kept losing. It's now gone to the Supreme Court of the UK. It's found against Uber. Now, what this means is that there's nowhere else left for Uber to appeal this to. That's the end of it, end of conversation. This means, with regards to current drivers, remains to be seen. I've been watching a lot of stuff from a lot of employment law lawyers over the weekend, and all of them have said pretty much that they don't know what's going to happen from this point forward, even though the case was found again to have gone against Uber. Well, there's going to be a lot of lawyers out there opening cases, and they'll be encouraging a lot of drivers to sign up, and you may win X amount of £1,000. And of course there's the wider aspect of this with regards to what it's going to mean for the other apps: Bolt, Ola, Free Now, etc. An Uber driver, as I am, you will have had a message in the app and an email saying, nothing to see here, move along. We've made a load of changes since 2016, and this doesn't apply to you. My answer to that is quite simply, well, you would say that, wouldn't you? It's now been proven in the highest court in the land in the UK that it doesn't matter what Uber say. They've been saying the same thing for the last 4.5 years, that their drivers are not employees, they are freelance contractors. Because they're freelance contractors, it doesn't bind Uber to any kind of holiday pay, sick pay, etc., or workers' rights. Going forward, what's going to happen? Well, nobody knows. This is kind of, and I hate to use the word unprecedented, so the lawyers will be thrashing out. I believe there's another court case in which the compensation for those drivers that brought the case initially will be entitled to, and then I guess it'll bring everyone else scurrying out of the woodwork, saying, well, I want a piece of that, I want a piece of that. And slightly further reaching than that, certainly in the UK, is, well, what are Bolt going to do? What are Ola going to do? What are Free Now going to do? And what are Viavan going to do, should they ever reopen again? So it's definitely got some interesting takes, but at the moment, there is literally nothing to see still. Once the next decision has been made about the compensation for the existing drivers, that will set some kind of precedent for who else is entitled to be classed as a Uber worker and then entitled to holiday pay and sick pay. I guess for me, the flip side of this, as a consumer, not as a private hire driver, is if it does get to the point where Uber have to pay their drivers holiday pay, sick pay, etc., then what's going to happen is someone has to pay for that, and you can bet your bottom dollar it's not going to be the Uber shareholders. They're not going to want to take a hit on their earnings, so that'll get passed on to the consumers. Now, I don't use a lot of private hire, I have to say, but I've used them and I would continue to use them. But that's going to be a price increase, whatever way you dress that up. So there's that to think of. Now, that doesn't take away from the fact that Uber have behaved quite badly over this in the last 4.5 years. So they got what was coming to them, in my view. How well that translates into who gets what going forward, we've got no way of knowing. So we're just going to have to sit tight, carry on, keep calm and carry on, I think, would be the motto here. Next judgment's handed down with regards to the compensation, and Bolt and Ola have had their cages rattled, then we'll just have to see what happens. But for the moment, keep calm, carry on driving, and see what the courts have to say. I've been, and I continue to be, Private Hire Guy, PHG. I hope you found this video useful in terms of A, if you're a private hire driver, or B, if you're thinking of becoming one. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be lots more stuff coming. I hope to help people find their way through the maze that is private hire driving, certainly in London anyway, with regards to getting your licence, car, insurance, vehicle licences, medicals, etc, etc. So thanks. A like and a subscribe will tell YouTube, not Uber, will tell YouTube that this is a worthwhile video, and more people should see it. So thanks for that. And until next time, Private Hire Guy, PHG, see you on the other side.